Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Aberration note run. Continuing from where we left off, today we're going to actually cover quite a large area. We're going to cover roughly this part of the map. And I know that looks like a lot, but this area actually doesn't really have that many notes in it, which means it shouldn't take that long. So if this is your starting point, these are the chords. This is the location on the map. And you should see that there's a shelf right next to you. If you kind of facing the continuation of this track, if you look to your right, there's a shelf area that you can stand on. So you want to go to that. Right here. Or you can start down here. It's a little easier maybe to start on this lower bit. There's that track. There's the big thing that we were at earlier, and we're standing right here. And then if you just walk in on the shelf a little bit, you should eventually reach the track, the road. So the road you can clearly see goes that way, kind of towards the track over there, or the other way towards those red crystals. And that's the road you want to go. So that is in a western direction. If you follow that, in the middle of the road, there's a pillar or a little rock, pretty sharp rock right there. And then there's a slightly more dull one, or stumpy one, in the middle of the, literally in the middle of the track here. And behind that, you find Grad Journal Trent, number 1, at 58.5 by 43.7. And then starting from this note right here, you want to just continue walking towards those red crystals. So we came from back there, you can see the track behind you, opposite direction, and the red crystals. In fact, you don't want to walk just towards them, you can go to them. And you should soon see that you get the first batch of those red crystals on your left, on the edge of the road right here. Pretty far way down, so I wouldn't recommend jumping. But once you get to the first ones, you should be able to see the charge node just barely in the distance there. But if you don't see it yet, just continue to walk towards the other red crystals in the distance there. And after doing that, you should come to a charge node. And then from the charge node, look to the crystals, the ones on the right. Look straight down, and it's a Rockwell sitting right here in the open. Rockwell number 23 at 61.6 by 39.5. And from this location, with the Rockwell note, look towards the crystals when you stand next to the diode, or the charge node I mean. Look towards the crystals, turn left, and walk towards the edge. And once you stand on the edge, you should pretty clearly see a purple river down below. And you can see that there's kind of water coming from where we're standing. Then there's a pathway going left over there. And then there's also a pathway going right. Should be basically straight ahead from us. And you want to go down to the river, and you want to follow that one, the one to the right. And once you get down to the river, you should see there's a bridge going across. There's also a charge node on the other side. And then there's another bridge forming, which has a land bridge above it as well. And this is where you want to be. So this land bridge has a hole in it. It's a bit distinctive. So are the chords. And if you walk past this bridge too, or to the end of it, where the river continues along, right here, you're looking west. Look to your right. Should be a rock, pillar, and at the bottom of that, you have the Helena Note, number 24. 67.9 by 37.1. So from the land bridge, or bridge that we're standing on, or the Helena Note is, at these coordinates, you want to look straight up, and you can see that other land bridge that's right above us. And I'm sorry to say, but we have to get up there. However you want to get up to you. But point is, you need to get up on that bridge. So once you're standing on the bridge, you should have red crystals that are right there at one side, and then nothing really on the other side. You want to have the red crystals behind you. You're facing that direction, southeast. And then just head across the bridge, like that. And once you cross the bridge, you're quickly met with a choice between going left, going right, and then there's also a charge note right there. That's a good little landmark for you. However, you want to do neither of those, and you actually want to look up. You should see that there's a shelf up there that you can go to. You want to get up on that shelf. However you choose to get up there, that's up to you. But point is, you want to be on top of this shelf. So once you're standing on top, you see the bridge is right behind us. Once you're on top here, you have this alien-looking rock on your left, and a little bit behind that weird spiky rock. And if you go around this alien-like rock, there's a Rockwell right next to it, right here. Rockwell 24 at 70.1 by 39.3. So going back to the bridge that we were just at, these coordinates, you have the red crystals in front of you. You look left, and you walk towards the cliff, and look out and straight forward. I'm just going to move the head of the RG out of the way. There we go. You look straight. You should see an area that looks like this. There's crystal all over the place. There are some that are a bit closer. That's kind of down there. And right next to those, you have that metal kind of structure going on. And you want to make your way down there. It looks like you can go around from the bridge on the side, but I'm going to fly over because it's obviously faster for me. The point is, you want to get to this metal structure, and you want to go and stand on the plateau right behind it, like this. And when you're standing here, if you look literally just straight in platform, you should see these weird, goofy plants or whatever that is supposed to be. If you just walk around those or past those, there's a few rocks behind it. It's a sharp one, and then there's a round one. Next to the round one, Helena Note number 25 at 70.0 by 31.3. And then starting at this location with the metal structure at these coordinates, bridge back there. If you have the metal thing behind you and you look straight inwards, you can see that there is, and you can walk a bit as well, you see that there is some red crystals up on this elevated shelf back there. And there's also that, like this piece of rock right here, which sticks out from the rest of the cliff. You get on top of this, right here, sharp rock on top, a bunch of those goofy mushroom things. And if you just walk past all of those, see the crystal straight on your left, more of those goofy rock things. Plant species Z, I believe, right there. And there's also a blunt rock behind these things. And behind that rock, Helena Note number 26 at 69.691. So this next note is going to be a bit of a walk. So we're starting at the last note location here at these coordinates. This is where we want to be. If I give you an aerial view a little bit, you can see what it is like. It's kind of this dead-end shelf with a cliff and the red crystals on the left there. And as you can see from this point, you can only go backwards. You can only go that one way, or you can jump off the cliff. But we want to go the way that you can walk. Go this way. Should be some red crystals in front of you. And you should very soon come to this place where you can either choose between going right, there's a waterfall back there, and the rest of the cave, or left, which leads upwards into nothing, it seems like. And you want to take the left route. And after following it, pretty soon you should come to these blue crystals. Pretty nice. You can also see that there's a game trail here that should be pretty easy to follow, because it's kind of barren and not a lot of vegetation growing on it compared to on the sides. So just follow the game trail. There's only one way you can walk so far. After following it, eventually you should come up to this place, a little plateau that has red crystals in front of you, charge node on the left, and also the opening to the rest of the cave. And if you walk a little bit more, you should have a waterfall on your right. That's a very distinctive area that you should come to. So now, just continue walking the game trail a little bit. And you should start going downwards now. You should get some red crystals your close right. You should also get the waterfall on your right again. And if you continue walking down, this is where it starts opening up a little bit. You should see some crystals to your left. Walk towards those. And now you'll actually have a choice between going left and continuing on the path over there, or you can go right, which leads you down to the river. You want to go right. Basically walk all the way down to the river. And once you reach the river edge right here, there's a sharp rock on the left if you face the river on your left. And you can see there is a note right next to it. Helena note number 27 at 76.7 by 30.7. And then continuing from this location where we found the note, this is where we're at in terms of chords and map location. The most defining feature, though, is the waterfall, of course, which is located here. Well, this time, however, what you want to do is follow the river. There's the waterfall, and you want to just follow the river. That simple. Follow the river, and you should come to waterfall pretty quickly. And you want to just continue to follow it after that. River only goes one way, so it should be easy to follow. So follow it, and you should come to this other river. Another one right here. So continue following it again. Bit of a drop, but you'll manage. And after following it a little bit longer, see the sides get a little high here, but follow it. Continue following it till you get to this place. Right here. The river kind of widens a bit, forming almost what looks like a lake right here. Kind of juts out to the right, but actually continues to the left. You have 3 support pillars. You have 1 pillar in front of you, 1 on your right, kind of 1 behind you on the left. And it's also a beach forming here, right in front of you. And it's on this beach that you can clearly see Helena Note standing out. Helena Note 28, standing alone at 82.1 by 40.5. And then we continue from the note location. We are right here, 82.0 by 40.6. Here's the note. We are basically at the end of the river, so the river turns around and ends right over here. And you want to basically go to the end of the river, and you want to stand kind of on top of the side here. So obviously, you can just go around and get up here. But at the end of the river, if you look kind of northeast, You should see some red crystals right there, and then some white crystals right there. So you know you're in the right place. So this, again, these are the chords, just so you get an idea of where we're at. You can also see some red crystals right there to your be south. And if you walk towards those red crystals, you get to this game trail. And you want to follow this game trail. So follow the trail a little bit so you get around this big pillar thing. And now you get to this spot. So you're with the red crystals now. The white crystals are still a bit away. And you can see that now you can either go down here to the red crystals, or you can take a right, which brings us on the path to the white crystals. You want to go on the right path. And when you walk up this path, you should come to a cave entrance right before those white crystals. Cave entrance. And there's a rock, kind of pointy rock in the middle of the road. And there's also this kind of formation that we've seen a lot of in this episode on your left. And if you walk to that, that's right in front of the cave entrance. Spiky rock. And it's a note right here behind this thing. This is Helena note number 29 at 80.9 by 45.7. And then for the final note of the day, we have to head into the cave. That's the cave entrance. The note we just took is down here. If I land at the cave entrance, it's a very big one, so it should be easy to... Very big one, so it should be easy to see. Here are the coordinates of the cave, in case you're curious. So you want to enter the cave. You're gonna have to do a little bit of fighting, but you don't have to actually go that deep. So first you need to get yourself up these steps. And then continue. There's only one way you can go from here so far, so it should be pretty straightforward. Just follow the only way you can go. And eventually, you'll end up here. There's a purple glowy water on the bottom, and then there is a path on your left, and and another path on your right that's very high up. You want to focus on the left path, do a little parkour across here. Then you have to do some fighting, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Fight your way through all of this stuff. Continue after you do that, just continue. Till you get here. So continue, should get a pillar on your right, separating you from that open chamber a little bit. And here you'll have a bunch of options. You can go left, you can go forward left, you can go right, you can go that right. But you can also see there are some glowy crystals on your right there. Very distinctive. You can see that there is a little pointy rock right next to those on the left. And if you look on the bottom of that rocky pillar thing, or rocky rock, there we go. You have Helena note number 30 at 87.2 by 46.6. Now you can leave the cave if you don't want to get the artifact. And by taking that note, we've taken everything for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around to the end, I would really appreciate subscribe and like if you found these helpful. And I'll see you guys in a week with episode 5. Right? Losing track. I think it's 5. Goodbye.